Hello everybody, it is Sunday the 16th of January, right? So I want to talk about sin and the correct meaning of the word sin, the correct definition out of the word in Hebrew, because that's where it originated. And in Hebrew, the meaning of the word sin is actually missing the mark. We keep missing the mark. And then thinking about a question that comes to me over and over again, and that is, what is moving? What is moving in all of this? Because the light is constant and it is still. So we are the ones that are moving inside of the light. And then again, looking first of all inside of yourself, the kingdom within. And that is what is shifting inside of you, are perceptions. How you look at this thing. And this is where we keep missing the mark. And this is why we are not receiving of the light, because we are not in the correct place. We are not in a place where we can receive, but we're moving sometimes toward it, sometimes away from it, from the truth. So that's missing the mark. That is being in sin, and it is not a punishment. The all does not punish you. It wants to give, but you have to seek it. You have to seek the correct place. So I was thinking yesterday of creation as a big banqueting table, where everybody has their seat and where everybody has their portion, and we must find our portion, we must find our place. And when we do, we will receive food that will nourish us. We will get the right amount and the right thing, not more than we can handle, not more than we can eat, it will not leave us starving, but it will fill us, body and soul, and that is hitting the mark. There you're sitting in the spot of light. So what's happening at the moment is that the 1% obviously are grabbing as much food off the table as they can. And they are assigning us our portions according to what will serve them. And then you're sitting at that plate and the food is crap and you're really not enjoying it, but you're being told this is the will of God and you should be grateful for the crap that they're serving you up. So why are they grabbing? And that made no sense to me, because there's only so much you can eat until you are full. So they can't actually eat what they're grabbing. It's impossible. I mean, they are overeating, but again, you are here and now. And if you have 5 jets and 12 villas, you can only be in one place at one time. So no, you cannot eat what you've got. So what are they doing with all that food? They're building a structure that will ensure that they always get all of the food that they can't eat in the first place. The whole thing doesn't make any sense at all. And if there is a table built so all receive of the light, and sitting at it correctly is being in the light, then they are in complete darkness. I mean, they're not even at the table anymore, they're in a completely different ballpark. But for ourselves, just for ourselves, because the only thing we can correct is ourselves, the only thing that we should correct is ourselves. Every part must correct itself, and only then will the whole become corrected. Correction is not coming from above, it's coming from within. And it's everybody for themselves, pretty much. So our perception is being shifted inside. Our perception inside is being shifted in such a way that we keep missing the mark. We are not in the light. We are in darkness. And how? How is that perception being shifted? First of all was, of course, the idea that we are being ruled off from above, the pyramid system. And if your place is at the bottom, then that is where you should be. And that is not true. It is not. Everybody's got their portion in the whole. So it is not the pyramid system, and no, you're not being ruled over. You're free to seek your place. So this is, and when you believe that, if you actually believe you are in that place because, this is where creation has put you, it's not where creation has put you, it's where they have put you. But if you believe that's where creation has put you, then you do not seek. But you are content with what you've got. Or you try to make the best of it. You try to be grateful for the crap that you've been given. And then beat yourself up if you can't. So that's the first way, saying the place that you're in is of the Creator, and it's not. It's of them. Then, and of course, if they are all, I am God, then even if you seek and you find something that does not serve, something that would set you free, something that says you have self-determination, well, then you're getting burned at the stake. And they call that sin. They call that sin because it doesn't serve them. It's not. That's actually light. Seeking your own place, self-determination, is actually light. So say they're calling darkness light and light darkness, because they're in darkness and the light really doesn't serve them. And at the moment, what they're doing is, as I said, you need to be here and now. But our intention is being diverted to a future all the time. We're thinking forward all the time. We're never here. Something will happen tomorrow. Well, it didn't happen. Chicken Little said it would happen in 2021 and it didn't. But hey, the sky will definitely fall in 2030 now. So we're still staring at the future. We're not here and now. Because here and now is where our portion is. It is what we make our portion here and now that creates what will come then. But we are not creating out of our portion. Well, most of us have not got a portion that we can create out of, an awful lot. So that's the next thing. You're not in the right place. You have the wrong perception of yourself as being at the bottom. You're but dust. You're not now in the right place. You're somewhere else in the future. And that's the last bit. You've been given the wrong view of yourself, as in you are responsible for all. You must solve the problems of this world. No, it's only you need to solve your own problems. You need to become a functioning part here and now according to what you are. And every part must do that. And then the whole will kind of organically create itself out of that. Nobody is responsible for all. You are only a part. You're only responsible for your own portion. That's it. And as I said, we're asking from the wrong place, from the wrong perception. We would receive if we were in the right place. So then we know where we hit the mark. The mark of the beast, the mark of darkness, the mark of the will that wants dominion, is the wrong thinking, either of the Creator or of yourself. Wrong perceptions that put you in the wrong place is the mark of the beast. Your mark is not the light. but it is somewhere in darkness and you're heading for it. You're hitting it. You're hitting it. Well done. Jesus hit the mark. That's what I want to show you, where actually pretty much all of these wrong ways are actually there. Now Jesus hit the mark for a period of time. I mean, he was full on in the light, and he received of the light knowledge, the knowledge of the Father, the knowledge of the Creator. And he saw himself as in that he should do the works of the Creator. Yeah? Use the knowledge according to the giver. That is healing, feeding, anything that gives to life. He gives to life, he sustains life. So, using the knowledge according to the Creator. And he was full on in the light. But then, and here there's then the two ways. Ways are the sons of man, the ways forward. And there he went on the wrong way, and he went out of the light. The path took him away from the light. The path of the cross took him away from the light. He stepped out of the mark and toward the mark of the beast. Out of an understanding, and it is very much a Jewish understanding, that you are being ruled over. That there is something greater than yourself that you should serve. There is something greater than yourself that you should serve, and that is all, but only according to your portion. And you should receive your portion. But he says, no, for myself, I receive nothing. I don't receive my portion, but I give it all to the top. And there's the pyramid. Everything flows to the top. So that's the first wrong perception, when he planned the future. Second wrong perception, again, it is not here and now. I am going to give to a kingdom that is to come. Again, he's not living here, creating a future, but he's given to a future that is not yet created. Again, time, he's in the wrong time thinking. Wrong perception of himself. I am all. I must take unto myself the sins of the entire world. No, that was not your portion. That was never your portion. It's not the portion of anybody. We all have our own little portions that we should work with. So there's the three wrong perceptions which led him to the cross, and then at the cross, the light that gave the knowledge was no longer there. He had actually, it's not that the light was gone, he had stepped out of it. He no longer perceived it. He no longer received of it. He had no awareness of it anymore. He had stepped out of it. So my father, why hast thou deserted me? But then you have the other one that hailed him as the greatest thing since sliced bread. Here's my son, and in him there is no sin. Which means, according to that intention, he had full on hit the mark. But his arrow went into darkness. The mark that he hid was in darkness. So there is the three perceptions that we must get right about ourselves. The knowledge that we are being given of the light, and we must be in a place where we for ourselves receive the most of it, which is your portion is here and now, and that is where your thoughts should be. You should receive food for yourself, and out of it you should create something that would give to yourself and to others, and not the world. You do not have to give to the world other than this understanding, but each part has to work it in its own way. You're supposed to love your neighbor. Your neighbor, that's what's next to you. Every part is to give what is next to it. And it's a good thing because that's what you have the most knowledge of. You know how to give correctly, kind of. Or you have the best chance of giving correctly. And that is not only people, but that is also the environment around you, because that is also life, and you are a part of that as well. So here, now, only according to your portion. And yeah, how do you know what your portion is? It's, some know what their portion is. I know people here, I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, they have one desire and one thing that they're good at, and they're doing it. And there's no question what their portion was or what they were supposed to do, because they are that. And the others are not quite so sure what they actually are, what their portion actually is. So they need to find inside of themselves, because they have more than one desire. So they must find in themselves the desire that would serve them best and would serve others best. And be that. And receive, and know that you will receive into it. So again, and there's some saying, and that's again out of the wrong perception, and that is the beast thinking that, you know, in this world, those that have received the most are the ones that are on top, like, you know, the bankers, the directors of companies, stuff like that. They have received the most, not because of the Creator, but because they took it of us. That's why they are there, and that is not the way. But then you talk little about Ethel at the checkouts. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of Ethels sitting at checkouts that shouldn't be there. That was their portion appointed to them by the system. But then there are some Ethels there because that is where they want to be. They actually enjoy what they're doing. Yeah, they enjoy being with their colleagues. They enjoy the interaction with the customer. They don't actually want more responsibility than that. That's their lot, and they're happy in it. And that is where you have hit the mark. This is where what you're doing is giving to you body and soul. Well, it should give to you body and soul. Pay that they're given is obviously not. But that is again a portion that's given to them by something else. But this is where you've actually hit the mark. So there's no saying, you know, oh, she should be so much more. That is what Jesus thought. I should be so much more. I'm given this. I should be all. And that's wrong. You are what you are. And you should use it according to your portion. And if you are full in your portion, that Ethel has probably hit the mark more than any bank manager or director of a company, because she is the fullness. She's receiving the fullness, happiness, contentment, hopefully peaceful in what she's doing, and she's giving. So she has fully hit the mark, and that is where we should go. And if everybody is in that place, then the whole will be created out of that. Out of people that are in their own light and given of their own light. And only then the whole world will become light. It's not handed down from above. It is coming from within every one of us. So, but that's what we must have. Even the right definition of the word sin, the wrong definitions that we've been given, the right definition will take you toward the light. It is to hit the mark. Sin is to miss the mark. So doing right is to hit the mark. The mark is your portion in creation that gives to you and gives to others. The mark is knowing that the Creator gives. And really starting to live, making that a knowing and starting to live according to it. And then what you are asking for is to be given your plate your full plate that will sustain you in your place. That is your portion. That is what you have a right to have. That is what you should have. That is the will of the Creator, that you should have that. Then ask for that. Don't put yourself in a place where you say, I'm not worthy. Again, you've moved away from the mark. Don't go above that, saying, I'm so much greater, I should have more. How full can you get? And here and now is where your portion is. Find out what you are, what serves you and others best. Be that. Want to be that. And ask to be given so you can be that. Whether that's being Ethel at the checkouts, whether that's a mother, a housewife, a keeper of animals, a gardener, whatever it is you are, an artist, whatever it is you are, where you can give the most and where you can feel the most enjoyment for yourself in what it is you're doing. There you have hit the mark. And there you should receive, if you know, if you don't block the gift by some wrong thinking. Anyway, I leave it at that, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.